Perhaps if we bring this to Blair, she might know something more than us. That being said, without leads, we should figure out a plan of action soon.
I agree. Could we try the same thing you did with Sajar, but with me? I'd like to know if my family is even in a state to respond.
I think you're out of third level spells.
I have 1/4.
Yeah. You're 1/4.
It can be done, but it must be very invasive. That means no hiding anything.
I know. Hide anything?
You just look at Silas and look back to the storm. What does it mean to you?
What? The storm?
And now,
Sorry, say that again, I didn't hear.
The note.
what does it mean to you to know?
To know?
No.
Everything.
KN.
Everything. So there's nothing you wouldn't do to find out.
I don't think so, no.
I see. And I want you to take your dagger and stab me in the chest with it.
They'll hesitate, but they'll grab the dagger. Are you sure?
How can I know for certain?
And Sass will try and stab him.
You got a nat fucking 1.
I really did.
You got
Do they
a
have
nat fucking
advantage
1.
because fucking Radane wants to
Yeah, I mean,
get
yeah, you would have advantage from, like, attacking a basically wooing target. The question is then, does Silas have any hesitation that would cause disadvantage?
Silas would more hesitate because they wouldn't think that they would be able... The reason they'd be hesitating wouldn't be because they wouldn't want to do what he says, but just because they're not sure that's what he actually wants them to do, or if this is some kind of test that they're supposed to say no to.
So you would have hesitation regardless.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would have advantage and disadvantage, so that nat 1 is the real roll. You stab at Redane, and you stab at like sort of his like lower torso, like belly area. And Redane, it is just stopped by your mail.
I grab Silas's wrist and just push it into a soft spot. That's important to you. Make it your very good to breathe.
Roll me the damage for that dagger. You take 7 piercing damage, Redane, which I'm pretty sure your temp HP soaks up all of that. Some blood begins slowly but surely, as blood often does, trickle down the edge of the blade, get to the crossguard, trickle by the forces of gravity down that, and drip, drip, drip onto the straight.
Also just stare at it.
Everyone except Redane and Silas. Alexander did end up going to the cradle, yes?
Yeah, he left.
Okay. Then Sajar and Oriana, roll me your perception. Life is a... Okay. Roll it up again. Well, it's not that one. You guys are... Don't get me wrong, it's not like you guys are standing in the middle of the thoroughfare, the middle of the street, and having this exchange. That being said, you do catch one or two people who are, like, eyes locked on this. But they're, like, thrown off by it. They're thrown off by how willing Redane is to get stabbed to the point where he facilitated it happening. But also they're wondering, like, do we need to help? Should we go get help? Medical attention? Something? So they're just sort of like in this... there's only a couple of people that actually spot you guys doing this. In this state of confusion. I would say only Oriana would spot this, given that, yeah, not that once a jar, but still not good.
She'll mention it later, but not right now.
So,
I also stare at the blood and then look back up at Redane. And then just pull the dagger out.
blood begins spilling out of the wound onto the other parts of Redane's attire and armor. The blood that's on the dagger, as you pull it out, gains a new trip rhythm.
Because I lack any other healing spells, South will do this real quick.
Or vitality. I don't think it's an action.
Yeah, I can check. It's a bonus action to have it used, but to cast it is an action.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Because I think I just
You-
drag and dropped that one.
You heal Redane back to his already full HP because his temp HP absorbed all of it. But the wound begins to close. As you cast magic in the city, and even more people now, to the point where, Sajar, you also notice it, are looking at this weird tabaxi that has a bloody dagger that is healing someone.
I also wipe off the dagger with... I don't know, they'll just use... This is gonna make it worse, but they're gonna use prestidigitation to clean up the
Don't worry,
dagger.
people are already going for the guards. Don't worry. Doesn't matter what you do now.
No, I know. Let's also put the dagger away, and then... Maybe now notice the people watching.
There are people watching, there are people making themselves scarce, people going to get the guards. A little hodgepodge, a smorgasbord of social interactions.
This was a great place to do that, wasn't this?
We'll handle that when it comes. I want you to think on something that gives me the clearest picture of your parents.
No?
He just looks around. Considering we might need to be dealing with the guards soon, yes, now would be best.
Alright. They also close their eyes as they start to think fond memories of... We'll go with their mother as well. Specifically.
You tell us, Nina, what is the memory?
I will.
See, that exercise bears its fruits here and now.
It does, except that's the only one I didn't write down, but that's fine, because I have an idea.
You're trying to stretch your improv muscle.
You start to see kind of a rather small but a brightly sunlit kitchen. It is very clearly on a farm, as the paint is all chipped. It's not in the best condition, but it's not dirty per se. It's well loved, if you want to be sappy and poetic about it. You see we'll say you see this from the perspective of what is very clearly a child, as it is rather close to the floor. You see a very tall-looking woman wearing a light blue dress with an apron tied around the back. She's humming as the camera, for lack of a better word, approaches her. You can see all sorts of bowls and spoons and everything. The kitchen is a mess around here. And you can see her sort of turn her head and look down at the child approaching her. And I don't have exactly what she'd say, but she
You hear the sounds of a woman's voice garbled like in a fishbowl, an effect of the scrying magic. Exactly like that.
But you can tell her voice is fond and full of love as she addresses the child. And they talk for a minute. You can't quite make out what either of them are saying, but eventually the child is lifted up and sat on the counter next to one of the bowls. Inside the bowls is a adults and Snoopy is a mishmash of berries, and there's sugar. There's a bag of sugar open on the counter. It becomes rather clear to you that despite the fact that you can't hear what they're saying, the child is obviously Silas, and they are telling a story to their mother, who is trying her best to follow along, but you can tell that it's rather nonsensical, as the mother has a look of a bit of confusion on their face. But nonetheless, she still listens.
When the traumatized character interacts with a non-traumatized one. Nice. I would say, honestly, given how... Because, like, Redain and Sajar, yeah, that's easy for them to connect to.
Yeah.
One to the other, or vice versa. Redain, make me a insight check. I'll say at advantage as well, and yeah. Trying to discern... Actually, I guess it'd be advantage and disadvantage. So roll straight insight.
Does have I do have another memory ready if
You get
Redain
one.
would keep. Okay.
You guys cannot spam through memories and be like, oh, I eventually succeeded at the
fine.
insight.
No, that's
So
fine.
you got a 19. 19 advantage and disadvantage. You finish going through Silas's memory. And are left with this, as you come back to reality, there goes gravity, Eminem style. You're left with this weird sense of feeling, having witnessed a different familial dynamic than your own from the perspective of Silas, who is a bit of a paradigm shift away from you, more than a bit. So you're sort of like just processing that, like, huh.
That's what motherly love is like.
You're not sure if that is enough of an imprint to say you constitute familiarity with the target, so for the sending spell in specific, but maybe.
His hands on his fingers on his brow. I'm not certain if it's enough, but we can try.
That's better than nothing.
Here's a question that we probably should let off. What is thy mother's name?
Millie!
Type it in chat, same as what Fred did.
I will.
A terrible name.
Fuck you.
That's my
Like,
niece's
like-
name, you fucking asshole.
That's a cow's
That's my
name.
dog's name, you terrible man.
Oh
It's
my
like
god.
That's
So
your
you're
cow.
calling
bad
your
name.
dog a person, or you're calling Alex's niece, nephew, whatever, a dog?
Yeah, no, yeah. That's
There's no
definitely a boy's
winning
name
here.
is Millie, you fucking fool.
You never know.
I'm
You
Her
never
name's
know.
Amelia.
literally
I don't know
only
why
saying
y'all
that
are
is
so
I-
mad.
I had a very probably insecure about a D&D buddy. His username was Dazzy, but his real name was Ashley. And apparently he got into many fights over people calling him Ashley. So,
Why the fuck his name is Ashley?
I don't fucking know. I didn't bring it up. He didn't have access to me all the way in Australia, but I didn't want to test
That's
it.
a fucking Evil Dead made that a badass name. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, you know what? That's gonna
Ashley Williams.
So, do you try casting sending?
Yep. Half 4.
You sure?
I remember. I already said it was. I look around first.
But they're not doing it in the middle of the street.
There are approaching guards coming down the street corner, but that's okay. Anyway, so since you cast it at 4th level, not because you cast it at 4th level, you cast sending. I applied your conviction. It does go through. It is a bit of a shakier, more statikier connection, so to speak, but it does go through. Silas, aka Neednup, I'm gonna say you have 35 words. Again, maybe make some
35
fun
words.
stuff for upcasting sending.
Alright.
Another
Nice.
10 words.
I can
5
read
plus
up-
delivering the messages for 1st level, plus another 10 words thereafter.
First level sending. Hey yo.
Hey, yo, I was thinking of, like, as I was doing the restroom earlier, I was like, what if there was, like, a sending where you, you, the sender, and the person you're sending it to have a shared pool of words? So if you say less, they can respond back with more, and vice versa.
That's nice.
I was thinking about that, maybe.
A first level sending is just a pager.
This person tried to call you! Well, fuck! What am I gonna do with that? I'm sending back!
Will you accept the
This
spell
person
slot,
tried to call
please?
you back, but it didn't work, because they don't have sending. It doesn't have to be exactly 35 words, by the way, Nuna. It could be a bit above
Oh,
or
I'm just-
below.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of what they'd want to say. It will be written from not their perspective, but as if they know that it's Renee talking to them and not them talking to.
Oop. Good morning, Tango.
I only use 27. It's fine.
Yeah? Fair enough.
27.
Oh, whoops. The 35 was just a reminder for me.
Send it to O2.
Yep, I will. Because. But I was just trying to copy it.
One response. There you go.
Oh.
They are not on a different plane of existence. So the message goes through just fine.
Oh yeah, you get that then.
I already said that. Or,
Yep.
You guys are both in Zeno.
Zeno.
And it's around this point is when the guards are turning up.
Sal's will just real quick look to Rita and be like, "You can't do that again anytime soon, can you?"
Not till tomorrow.
I didn't hear what he said. Sorry.
Not till tomorrow.
Okay.
Until I
Thank
complete a long rest. Or if we have an augmenter that we can short rest with them and they can give a spell slot back to. No, just kidding. I don't think you'll be able to anyways, deal with an augmenter because that's a max level augment. Anyways, so yeah. Who wants to talk with the guards?
Not Silas.
There's about a dozen, baker's dozen of them. So 13.
Ryan's the one that was committing the problem. Perjury.
Committing the problem.
I mean, technically that was really predominantly Silas with the stabbing and the magic casting.
The problem is actually really funny way to say that. No, thank you.
The stabbing is partially on Redain, fair, but the magic part that's a different story.
I also kind of
Some-
hide behind Redain, actually.
And the first thing that's gonna happen is Redain has to be stabbed. It's like, all right, so you.
Well, the stabbing's fine. That's not the problem.
Good afternoon. I understand this might be quite confusing.
The guy looks at you. Weren't you the ones that got a notice about you last night?
Was that the notice that we were being attacked by people?
Yeah. The fuck is wrong with you guys?
That is what this is concerning. There might still be operatives working in the city. Have you contacted Seeker Blair about the situation? She's our point of contact for this operation.
No, I just got called down. I just saw two people running down the street saying that there's magic afoot and a cat just stabbed someone. He throws a thumb down the street, he just walked out. That notice ain't my concern right moment.
Right. He just puts a hand up. My apologies. In the sorting of this complicated matter, I forgot the laws of your city.
Roman persuasion at disadvantage.
Ooh.
If it weren't for the laws of these lands.
If it were not for the laws of this land, I would have slaughtered you.
So at disadvantage,
That's a
he got a
disadvantage!
27.
He got-
He rolled
Oh
a
my
15. Or not a 15.
You 18 and a 15, Jesus Christ.
No, I did roll a 15. Jesus.
Let's fucking go.
I mean, if you got that one, I was
We got that one against
ready.
a 13. That might almost work.
You can't break these cuffs. Uh-huh. Alright. He looks across all of you.
Adventure and sword.
Yeah, you look at the veteran. So, why'd you? I heard the person say you asked to get stabbed. What's up with that?
Mm.
God's
There
sake,
might have
man.
been there's enchantments that we had to work through just to make sure. But
Enchantment.
he just holds up a hand. If the laws of your city dictate, he just puts his wrist forward. I will comply.
Okay, out. Alright. Alright, maybe we'll get there in a sec. Let's just figure this out. So you're trying to cut through the enchantment? Is that what's happening? Sergeant, get these people out of here. Aye, sir. Let's go through this. So you're trying to go break the enchantment by getting stabbed? Is that it?
Had to see if there was one on there. Turns out there was not, thankfully.
So your friend's just okay with stabbing you? Naturally.
It was less of okay with it and rather just, it needed to be done.
You're very persuasive.
God's sake, cat. You don't go stabbing your friends.
Well, I mean, if they're true friends, then they won't mind you stabbing them, I guess, right?
No!
Sorry, it's the most convicted
What's
no
wrong
I've heard in
with
a long time.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
We're
I
adventurers.
certainly understand, Constable. However, my friend Silas here has clearly been blessed by Jarrett Kane, as you can tell.
He blinks at that. Is that what that is? I thought you were just nervous.
I mean, that's the origin of tabaxis, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Roll a persuasion check.
Who?
You. Tabaxi.
Me?
Yeah, you. Tabaxi.
Persuasion.
Here's the thing. That's not common information. People don't just know where the people come from like that, right? That's like me asking you, okay, where do Mongolians come from? Go on, trace me the genetic line. Where do they originally come from?
Mongolia.
Okay, how did they get to Mongolia?
They traveled from.
Don't play his game.
Probably somewhere.
I'm assuming they were a
China?
subset of the
Right.
Huns.
It's like that, you know?
Yeah.
If you're smart, you would know that. If you're like trained and knowledgeable on the subject, you would totally know that. Answer Babylon. But that's the thing. Not everyone just knows that shit. Technically, all humanity came from not Babylon, Babylonia.
Okay.
Samaria.
Yeah. Between the Tigris and the other river, which I don't remember. Anyways,
Fertile Crescent.
Euphrates.
thank you.
How did I remember?
See, look at all you smart people. Disgusting.
I am not one of them.
So, you gonna explain to this like guard captain? He's not captain. He's whatever. He's captain on
He's operating.
designated
in his
captain.
head.
Yeah. He's just like, wait, that's why you look. That's the fucking story of what. Wait, that's the. Oh gods. I mean, huh? And you ain't lying either. Well, now I'm a bit confused on. Whatever. Okay, so keep it like this. All right. He points a finger at you, Redane. No more asking for being stabbed. He points at you, Silas. No more stabbing for friends.
Dallas puts their hands up to show they don't
Or-
have anything in their hands.
Or casting magic in the middle of town.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Alright?
That's the main one.
None of that. And you two. He points at Sajar and you, Oriana. You two. You're in with these two. You keep them on the right path. Alright?
Certainly.
You see him asking to get stabbed. You see this one with a dagger out. Maybe next time you get in between them and prevent it, like good friends do. All right?
Certainly. Captain, may I ask you, do you have a cat?
No, I don't got a fucking cat. Why the fuck would I got a cat?
Have you ever interacted with cats?
Never mind.
Street cats. Plenty of street cats around. Run away.
That's
Scaredy
where I was
cats.
going with the bit. Never mind.
All right. Good. Who understood?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no sure's. Ain't no yes sirs. They'll go too low or too high. Get it. All right. I got it.
Let's not have to waste your time.
Yeah. Alright, folks, clear out. Just adventurers re-establishing the friendship or some shit. Get out. Come on.
Bye!
Let's see. How hard does Oriana chuckle at that? She manages to stay face, but she definitely cracks a smile. Reestablishing their friendship.
That's the funniest way that could have possibly been put.
You educated a
Just
guard
doing a
about work.
loyalty quest over here, not in the world.
There's a quest going on. It's radiant. It'll happen again next week. Go on, get out of here. Walk to the straight. Come on. All right. So you guys convince the guard captain to not arrest you and leave him in a general state of confusion. But hey, at least you're free to go. Just don't do it again. Don't stab each other again, which is a very weird thing to say.
Oriana slowly pulls out
Not
a
dead
knife.
or arrested. I think that's a win.
Yeah. So what you guys? No, while you guys are getting interrogated by the guard, Alexander, save me from them, please.
Couple blocks